everyone, welcome back. Today's video is the part 3 of my cruising series called Beginner's Guide to Cruising, and today is all about excursions and things to do in the ports. So if you want to get my take on that, stay tuned. Okay, so I'm going to start with places I have cruised to. I've been to Nassau, Freeport, Aruba, Cozumel, Bonaire, Progreso, Costa Rica, St. Martin, Grand Cayman, Ocho Rios, Panama, Grand Turk, and Orlando. I think that's all of them. And I say Orlando because we left from Baltimore and one of the stops was Orlando, and it was a day there. So from all those ports, the number one tip that I could possibly give to ensure that you're going to have a good time is to get off the ship. Number one, I see so many people tell other people, oh, I don't like that port, stay on the ship, do something on the boat. I would never tell somebody that. Definitely get off the ship and see where you are. Isn't that the whole reason for traveling somewhere, is to explore somewhere that you've never been, or somewhere different than where you are? So if I say nothing else, get off the ship. So what I will say is the port areas, I think, are, you know, when you port somewhere, they have restaurants a lot of times, like right in the main area. A lot of people will go to a local restaurant to get free Wi-Fi. Most of the times you usually have to buy something, but they have different shops, a lot of homemade things from, you know, the locals that live there. That's how they make their money. So they depend on cruise ships and all the thousands of people that come there every day. So it's nice to go and shop around, see what they have. You might find some nice souvenirs, or you might find something that you really like for yourself. Some of them can be a little pushy, you know, like they will come to you, oh, buy this, you know, just jamming stuff in your face. You just have to know how to be like, no thank you, and walk away, or just take a second and stop and look. You might actually see something that you like. They have a lot of, they call it the duty free, where you're not paying the taxes on stuff. The alcohol, all the ports have different liquor stores and stuff, and those are nice because a lot of times you can find stuff there that you can't find at home, and that's what I always look for. I love stuff that's in like a pretty bottle. If the bottle shape is really nice, I'm gonna probably want it. And some of them will actually ship, or you can have it shipped home, or they will take it to the ship for you. I found a lot of places now they're taking the alcohol to the ship for you, and then they check it on the ship. Or you can have it, you know, you take it and they box it up for you, and you take it on the ship, and then the people on the ship will take it, and then you don't get it back until, it used to be the night before the ship left, but now I believe with Carnival anyway, because those are I choose to cruise with Carnival, you go get it like the morning that you get off the ship. I hear it's a long process. I haven't actually had to go through with that yet because I usually don't check my liquor. Yeah, so I'll talk about why I don't check liquor in a minute. So that's the port area. A lot of times they will have restaurants like what is it, Senior Frogs or Fat Tuesdays. There's usually like one big name brand place where people like to go and just sit there and drink and use their free Wi-Fi. So excursions, probably if you want to ensure that you're gonna get to the ship on time, not be left behind on a port, your best bet would be to book an excursion through the cruise line. When you book your cruise, you can look online and manage your trip that way, and then you can see all the excursions they have available. It'll tell you the times, the prices, it'll tell you like if it's high energy, low energy, if there's an age restriction, stuff like that. and they offer tours or things like zip lining, fishing excursions. There's all types of different things you can do. They're usually a little more expensive than what you would find on shore, but you know, that's how they make their money. The thing with that is, you know, you're guaranteed that if your excursion is running late, the cruise ship will wait for you. If you get your own excursion and you're not there and it says everybody on board by 4:45, it's 4:50 and they're pulling out, they're not going to wait for you. So that's something that you really should think about. On the ships, they have shore excursion desks, so if you don't purchase it beforehand, once you get on board, you can go to the desk and they can help you book it. You pay for it, they add it to your sailing sign. I know with Carnival, they put a book into your cabin and it'll have all the excursions they have available for the entire trip. So for every port, they have a list of everything that you can get while you're there. If you want to not use the cruise line, there's some websites, I can't think of any offhand, but there are websites that you can book different excursions through. Oh, I do know one, Mr. Sancho's. We went there last year in Cozumel and we booked the excursion on their actual website, put down a $5 deposit, and then the day that we went there we just paid the rest of it, and we just took a taxi from the port. Once you get to the port, they have like a big list of taxis in like the main areas where they go. So a lot of them will say, you want to go here, this is the price, you want to go here. Or you can just find someone local that are taxi drivers. Try your best to find someone that is legit. Most of the time they will have their credentials, like it'll say, you know, taxi driver, it'll have their license number, the company they work for, and all that, so you know that they are actually owned, you know, insured, stuff like that. Not just somebody that's like, oh, I can take you to the beach for $5. You don't want to trust that. But most of the port areas, they have legitimate people there and they will take you where you want to go. If you're not really sure what you want to do, you just talk to the people when you get there, and somebody will be like, oh, I can take you here, I can take you there, you want to try this, you want to try that. A lot of the companies will have like vans, and they'll have it where they want at least 4 to 6 people to fill up before they'll go. So that's something to think about. If you're just trying to go to the local beach and you're like, okay, I just got off the ship, I want to go to the beach right now, you might want to get a private taxi. It might cost a little bit more, but to get like a van, and the people, they won't leave until they get a certain number of people, because they're just trying to make as much money as possible. So they'll be like, well, we only have 5 people, we need 7 to leave. So it might take a while to get 2 more people that actually want to go to the same place that you want to go to. So that's something else that you need to think about. Or if you're with a group, then it'll be a lot easier because you can all go together and then you can save money that way. So I think the number one thing to think about, if you're going to do an excursion or explore an island without the ship, using the ship's services, I would say just to make sure you're being safe, pay attention to your surroundings. Like, even though these towns and these ports are, you know, they're dependent on us, they still have bad apples. You know, there's always a bad apple in every bunch. So you want to make sure that you're being safe and you're not getting rides from people that's not professional, or you're not going off with people. A lot of these ports will have people that are offering you, you know, cheap liquor. A lot of them offer you marijuana, maybe even some harder drugs. So, like, be careful with that, I would say, because you just never know. Like, I'm not gonna come over here. I guess, you know, like Jamaica's a big spot and it's like, oh, you want this, you want that. I'm not a smoker, but I wouldn't trust it. Like, what you put in here, even though you probably shouldn't really trust the people in your own town too, but now you're in another country, you don't know what they put in there. They just try and get some money. And you know, I've seen a lot of horror stories online about that. So just number one, be careful. make sure you have to have your sailing sign card no matter what. That's how you get off the ship, that's how you get on the ship. But once you get off, make sure you're keeping all your credentials in a safe place so you don't lose it. Like if you're going to a beach and you want to get in the water and stuff, so now you're leaving all your stuff open and vulnerable, just keep, try to not go too far out, or keep an eye on it, or have, do the buddy system, you watch, I watch, so that way nobody's grabbing your bags and stealing your stuff while you're out having a good time in the ocean or drinking at the bar, stuff like that. You want to make sure that all your belongings are safe. I think another thing with excursions is to just try something you've never done before. Even I say that, and it's funny because I'm like the biggest scaredy cat ever, but a lot of stuff they have that's available, like zip linings or four-wheelers, dirt bikes. A lot of people rent mopeds and motorcycles, and that's another thing to be safe with, because sometimes they drive on the other side of the road, so getting around some of those things are crazy. Speaking of driving, a lot of these people in these other countries drive like bats out of hell. As soon as I get in a cab or a tour bus, every time I'm like, don't kill me. I'm always like, are you a safe driver? Because they drive so fast and you're just like, oh my goodness, they will scare the mess out of you. And they just, I guess they're just trying to get back so they can get as much business as possible, but they drive like crazy. Most ports will have a free beach somewhere. A lot of places offer all-inclusive, like at their hotels. You could pay, like you buy a hotel room basically for maybe $60 to $100, and that'll give you access to their private beach, private pool and stuff like that. So if you don't want to go to a free beach, you can do that. And a lot of them will have food or drinks included into it, or they'll have drink specials and lunch specials and stuff like that. So that's always something that you can think about. But a lot of times if you take a specific tour, they'll at least take you to one beach and give you time to go to the beach, because that's a big thing for me. No matter where I go, I want to see the beach. I want to put my feet in that ocean of wherever it is I am, so I can say I was in the ocean in Panama, or I was in the ocean in Costa Rica. So that's a big thing for me. Coming back to what I was talking about, the alcohol. Now, this is terribly frowned upon and it's not welcome and all that, but I'm gonna tell you about it anyway because a lot of people do it. I'm not gonna talk about sneaking alcohol onto the ship. I do have a video about that. I'm going to link it in the description below, and I'll put it up on an iCard, so you can definitely check that out. But once you go to a port and they have the, all the different liquor stores and everything, if you buy something at a shop and you bring it back on the ship, once they put your bags through the conveyor belt thing and they see that you have liquor on there, they're going to say, oh, you have to go check your liquor over there. And then they'll give you a card and tell you when and where to pick it up, because you can't take it back to your room. But so some tricks around that, you can, before you get on the ship, try to hide it a little bit in your bag, maybe wrap it up so they can't see it. The easiest thing I have found is to buy two. Okay, buy something that is not too big, buy something that is not too expensive, and then you put that sort of out there, where obviously they can see it. And then you have another bottle or bottles, however many you want, that you want to get on board, and just put them at the bottom of your bag, put them somewhere. So then when the people tell you go check your liquor, you go to the other table and you check your liquor over there. You checking this one that you bought, and the rest of it is going on with you. Because like the table where you're checking in at and then where they tell you to go is not the same people. So the people at the table don't know this man over here told you to go check your liquor. They just waiting for people to come, honestly, like the good people that you are, and check your liquor. So you give them 1 bottle, you take 3 more up to your room, you got some liquor for the rest of the cruise. Or a lot of times too, the line is long, and I don't have the patience for it. I just keep walking. They'd be like, go check your liquor. I'm like, okay. Put my shoulder on my bag, and I keep walking up the stairs. And then I'll usually just walk up like 1 flight of stairs and then catch the elevator that way. Because if you catch the elevator down there where they are, they might be like, you got something in that bag. So just something to think about. A lot of people too will take like coffee mugs, service cups or whatever. You know, they'll take that off the boat and then they'll fill that up before they come back on, and then just walk on with it, so it just looks like you're, you know, walking on with some juice or whatever. But yeah, that's not recommended. Anyway, I think that's basically all the information that I have for excursions. I think the main thing is to just, you're somewhere different, and if you've never been there, take a tour. That's what I do. If I go to a port that I've never been, I always get a tour, because I want to know everything I can about that place, because I might never come back there again. So, and the tours usually will last like 1 to 2 hours, so you still have time to do other stuff once you get back. So always at least just take a tour. The locals, people that do the tours, are usually very nice. They love to give you information about their country. You know, they're proud, so they're going to give you all just some wonderful information. So definitely get off the ship, enjoy yourself. If money is an issue, you know, try to book it in advance before your cruise. You can always go online. Once your cruise is booked and you're in their system, you can go online and you can book excursions way in advance, so that way you don't have to worry about it. Or with Carnival, they have like Carnival gift cards you can purchase at your local grocery stores. You can purchase it online, and then just sort of add up, you know, every payday throw a couple dollars on there. You can buy cruise cash on the Carnival website, and that is automatically in your account. So as soon as you step on board, however much cruise cash you bought before you went will still be there. It'll be right on there and available, and then you can use that to book an excursion. So that is it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If there's another part of cruising you want to discuss, let me know in the comments down below, and I can make another one. Maybe, you know, food on the ships, entertainment. I do have 2 other videos. One is all about planning and booking a cruise. The other one is about things to do on the ship. So if there's something else you want to talk about, let me know. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate you stopping by. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and that notification bell so you will be notified every time I upload. And I will see you next time. Bye.